All right. Hello, class. So you should be at a center at this moment, and we are starting chapter 6. So this will be the first lesson, and so I'm going to write the objective of this lesson here, and you can go ahead and write it there here too, since we're not doing journals anymore. But the objective of this lesson is we will add fractions with unlike denominators using models. So yes, we will be using manipulatives. There should be manipulatives at your table in a back that look like this. Okay, so I want you to get out the manipulative that has a 1 like this. And before I continue going, let's look at the essential question. How can you use models to add fractions that have different denominators? So that's the essential question that we're looking at. So let's go ahead and read the question in our book. Hillary's making a tote bag for her friend. She uses 1/2 yard of blue fabric and 1/4 yard of red fabric. How many fabric does Hillary use? So we're going to do what we've been learning about problem solving. Okay, we circle the information that we're going to need. So we're going to need 1/2 yard. So we know that she's making this little bag for her friend, and the fabric is 1/2 yard of blue fabric and 1/4 yard of red fabric. So if you haven't been to the station where we're reviewing the vocabulary, I'll review really quick. Just remember that the denominator, so we have 1/2. The denominator is the number at the bottom. This is the denominator. And the one at the top is a numerator. Okay, that's very important that you remember these parts. Okay, so I want you to get a 1 like this. Okay, and I'm going to put it over here so you can see it. Okay, so I have a 1. So I'm just going to leave this here just so that you can compare it. This represents 1 whole number. So just so that we are reviewing, remember that a whole is, if we want to show 1 in a fraction form, well, we do it in a fraction form. So if we were doing fractions with a numerator, with a denominator of 2, then 2/2, oops, you did not see that. 2/2 is the same thing as 1. That's just a quick reference, but we're just going to explore with the manipulatives today and add fractions. So first step, find 1/2 plus 1/4. So you want to get your bag, okay, and you're going to look for 1/2. So I'm taking this out. And here I have 1/2. Okay, and I'm looking for 1/4. Okay, so I'm looking for 1/4. Oh, I found it. Okay, so, and we're going to put the strips, the 1/2 strip and the 1/4 strip under the 1 whole strip on our math board. So, well, you can use the math boards if you want, your whiteboards, that's fine. So I'm going to put them here. So the reason why I'm putting them under is so that we can compare it. How much is that out of a whole number? Now, let's continue with part B. Find fraction strips, all with the same denominator, that are equivalent to 1/2 and 1/4 and fit exactly under the sum 1/2 plus 1/4. So, in other words, we're trying to find which fraction, if I, put them under, will, can I make with the same denominator, if I put them under, which one would fit? So right now I'm using 1/8. I just randomly selected 1/8. So I'm just going to place them under and see if that would evenly come out to cover 1/2 and 1/4. So I have here, and that one did actually. Okay, so I just want you to explore which ones will I be able to fit into under the 1/2 and the 1/4. So I could see that I was able to fit the 1/8, right? So now let's see. So see, these all have the same denominator. So now I need to know how much fabric did she use. Well, I can easily add these because all of the 1/8 have the same denominator. All I gotta do is count it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means that I have, that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6/8. And you should remember this from 4th grade, because in 4th grade, you added fractions with the same denominator. These have the same denominator, but 1/2 and 1/4 do not. So with the manipulatives, I was able to add 1/2 by 1/4 just by placing another fraction under. And we can try this with other ones. For example, let me try 1/5. Look what happens when I put 1/5. Okay. Can I do 1/5? Uh-oh. I can't. Look, it goes over. So I wouldn't be able to use 1/5 to do this. I want you to explore. Pause the video and try to find and see if you can make other tiles fit in this area so that you can make 1/2 plus 1/4. Okay, so pause your video. Okay, so if you pause the video, you should have been able to find additional ways to add with tiles of the same denominator, and been able to find tiles with the same denominator that will fit in from one under the 1/2 and the 1/4. So for example, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you which would have fit. And that would have been if you had put 1/4, 1/4, and so 3 1/4s. See, these will fit nicely. So this is another way that you could have done it. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That's equal to, so you just add the numerator 1, 2, 3. 3/4. Okay, and if you think about it, if you had simplified this, you could have simplified the 6 into the 3 by dividing it by 2. The numerator and the denominator will give you 3/4. So let's continue now. Okay, so now we're going to continue. We're going to go ahead and try to solve 3/5 plus 1/2. They have different denominators. So I'm going to go ahead and start by looking for my 1/5 tiles. So my 1/5 tiles are green, okay, and they look like this. Okay, so I need 3, right, because it's 3/5. So to make 3/5, I need to have 1, and I'm going to put my keep my 1. Oh, where did I put my 1? I dropped it. Okay, I'm going to put my 1 strip, okay, because it helps us compare to see when we reach a whole number. So okay, so I need 3 1/5. Okay, so that shows 3/5. Ugh, can't see that. Okay, that shows 3/5. Now I'm going to add a 1/2 because my problem is 3 over 5 plus 1/2. And as you can see, it goes a little bit over, so that means that my answer is going to be a mixed number, which means it's going to be 1 and then a fraction. Alright, so now what we're going to work on is we're going to find fraction strips all with the same denominator that will be equal to 3/5 plus and 1/2. Okay, I want you to explore it yourself, so pause the video and try to find the strips that will make it fit. So let me just put an example, not giving you the answer, but just giving you an example. Okay, maybe you want to try with your 1/4 strips. Okay, and put them all under. Okay, I need another one. Okay, under. And I need one more. Okay, so I found another one. However, if you noticed, this one would not work because it goes over. See, my strips need to stop here, okay, so that I can accurately divide. So I want you to go ahead and use your tiles and try to find which fraction tiles will fit if you put all with the same denominator tiles. Okay, go ahead and try it. Okay, once you have tried them all, I want you to write the fraction tile that you were able to find to fit into this strips, the 3/5 and 1/2. So we know that 1/4 didn't work, so I want you to find that tiles that will fit in this area. Okay, and you're gonna write it on your board. Okay, and then I'm gonna be walking by and I want to see your answer. You can help each other at this moment if you're having trouble, but I will be around, and I also want you to tell me how many fraction strips were able to fit, okay, in that area. How many fraction strips fit with the same denominator, okay? You have any questions? I will be walking by.